Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on my video, and this will act as my intro. Yeah, so this is basically just a short video of my process and kind of like what goes through my mind when I'm drawing. I'm using an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil and the app Procreate. I hope you like the picture at the end. I'll probably post it on my art Instagram that I'll link down below. The painting behind me is of an iceberg. It's not done yet, so I'm gonna film myself finishing it. I think I can probably finish it in one session today. Thanks for clicking on the video, and let's just get into it. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for clicking on the video, and I'll get out of the way. Alright, so step one when I'm creating is finding some good music. I'm listening to Wow by Post Malone. I've been like having that song on repeat. But what I usually do is go through my camera roll, try and find some inspo. Here's like a dopey picture of me. Yeah, and I end up just like going through and trying to find something that I maybe just like logged in there as inspo. But looks like that didn't work today, obviously. So we've at this point found another song, going with some Lord. And yeah, I'm doing my classic, like, when all else fails, just start drawing like a beautiful woman face. This time I decided to kind of do like a, not like I guess bent over, but like kind of like leaning towards you with like the chin further back. I just like couldn't visualize it. And so like look how weird it looks. Like what is going on with that chin? Oh, okay. So yeah, like it's just like really not coming together, and like this is just a thing that happens, and I would say that I'm like pretty good at drawing, and just sometimes you have to just like warm up. And so this is kind of my warm up. This is a thing, and like every artist this happens. Oh, what's your name? Moving on, trying to find a model, and then I found this like kind of really sad photo, but yeah, found a picture I liked, copied it into a layer, and then I was off to the races. And once I found like my model, then I started to like really get going. I really like the iPad because like whenever I'm drawing on paper, like I kind of just have to go with whatever angle that I've like started with, and as you can see, I was able to just like quickly adjust it to get it to the angle that I wanted like her face to be. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm just kind of doing the initial sketch and making sure that I'm kind of like drawing where the cheekbone shadow will be, and I draw in like the framing of the face with the eyebrows and the nose, just so I can like start to fill in the other stuff and use those as like signposts. Um, yeah, I wanted to change her lips up a little bit. Wanted to make them like a little bit plumper. And as you can see, I also changed the nose. I kind of got rid of her nose bridge and made it more of like a Roman style nose. I've just always been more drawn to that like style of like anatomy, I guess, with the face. And then I wanted to draw, I guess, like curlier hair. I'm realizing now that this looks exactly like Michael Jackson, and I hate myself. Like, where do we go from here? I'm like embarrassed because this took me like an hour to do, and now it's just like a painting of Michael Jackson. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. And we're gonna pretend like this isn't a picture of Michael Jackson. Or should we just, you know what? Oh my god, it kind of looks like a combination of Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson. Like this is her kid, like this is their kid that they never had. Um, but anyway, like moving on to color, I really like bright colors, but I tend to stick to like primary colors. So here's like a really bright blue that I used as my darkest, and then my middle tone I used like a scarlet red, and then the yellow obviously is my lightest tone. And I'm kind of just using them, mixing them to get like some skin tone, and then like the dark blue is representing like just like a black or a darkest color. Um, yeah, like it doesn't escape me that I'm basically turning this person into a drag queen. But I'm kind of like erasing the darker areas and using the eraser as like a highlight as opposed to using an actual color like white to go over top. Um, that's called the erasure technique. You kind of basically just block in color and then take it away, almost like sculpting. Um, yeah, and so what I'm doing now is I'm basically making it look like she got her head burnt or something. Like, I don't know why it looks like she's been burnt, but maybe that's just something that the camera did. But uh, actually, weirdly enough, Michael Jackson was burnt. Like, his head and scalp were burnt while he was filming a Pepsi commercial. So, like, maybe, art imitates life, and maybe it's life imitates art. I'm not sure. But yeah, so now I'm going back in with like an actual pen. I've deleted the pencil layers or made them very, very light so they act as a guide. And I'm kind of just tracing over. I'm adding some stippling um, and some like cross hatching to give it some texture and to give it some more depth. I really like this technique because it just like harkens back to like the classical art that I really, really love. I thought I was like super awesome whenever I was like, oh, why don't I use some light yellow and like bring out some of these highlights and the curls and stuff. And so I ended up really, really loving that. I find that I use these colors and these same techniques every time I draw or paint. So I guess that's like my style. Um, I thought this was a pretty good representation of kind of how I work and just like where my mind goes whenever I'm seeing my stuff and like um, seeing like final products and stuff. I'm realizing now as I look at it that her nose is like kind of just like listing lazily to the right. Um, didn't intend to do that, but yeah, like looking back at it now, that's obviously what happened. But I ended up really loving how this turned out, and then my iPad died, and I had a second mental breakdown because I was like, if this didn't save, I'll die. But yeah, it ended up saving, and it looked really, really beautiful. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun, and I hope you got like good insight into how I work. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you liked it, and remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of me just filling up my time and creating random stuff for you. So